because of him that we decided. Ah, ah, okay. That.
Do over.
No, no. Also, I'm sure even though it's true. So even when you have a gathering, a town gathering, a group of people came in and made decisions that the decisions against some person, you're not allowed to reveal and say, well, I was really for you or for him, but I was overruled. That you don't have the head of Alpet Flossa in such a case. Okay, let's go to Shmiras haLashon. And he says like this, we're again in Perik Vov, Kasimas Sefer Perik Vov. And he's going to give us tremendous advice, powerful advice, how to save yourself from Lashon Hara and other affairs. So he says, Navaris Devarim. Let's explain what we said. Kiapiroif. No, we did. Riadati is Tainas Ayetzer. He says, I know the argument of the Yetzer of Chav Beis here. Im Kain Yitzchak Leitzi Tomer Abba Chamish Rubo Kesar Ovurin Yanum Keilo. He had said before that generally when you have any type of argument with somebody, we're not talking about big Rishonim. We're not talking about Rishonim. We're talking about people that they really believe they're right. And they're arguing about, a certain amount of money. So he says, so someone who's not Mafia Midoisa, who's always stands his guns and does not giving. So he's always going to have machlokes because he's always going to be fighting with another person. And he could come to Mamash Isu Gezel because he thinks he's right, but he doesn't know the halacha and the Torah machlokes. Says, and therefore, if someone sets aside, so he has, so to speak, a fund that he says, I put aside a certain amount of money for these situations that I'm willing to give it away, just like I'm willing to be giving away, spend money on a lulav or an esrog or on tefillin. So this is for these cases. Even I think I'm right, but I'm willing for the being Mavra Midoisa to spend a certain amount of money, and I have a fund. This fund, so to speak, so I don't get into a machlokas because okay, I have the money for these situations. So, but the answer comes and says, yeah, but it's going to build up a lot because it happens many times. Is that right? You're not a millionaire. A cane of ours says so I'll explain what I meant. The person makes a cheshbon on 1 week, year about he'll see Shahabi Vahabi men hakbodis from Machoikis Voloshari Kedoima. Boy, they drunk that much of the Machoikis. And that he's mocked and he's upset, they got upset at someone. Voloshari was all about small things. We're not talking about major things. And it that it appears to him that so and so crossed his path, is him wrong, but we're not talking about some major. He didn't, you know, shut down his business. The A's Zohov a small amount of money. Then we're not talking about the, big wealthy people that are having arguments. Right? We're talking about the average person. So how much could they already be arguing about? Okay, and you ask him other b'taitis, says if you make up that this midah of being mavra midah is worth arba chamisha rubel kesef 4 or 5 rubel kesef each year. Be interesting to know what a ruble is worth today. The ruble of then. Now, is there such a coin as a ruble today in any country?
Don't they use it in Russia?
I have no idea. But what would a ruble of 1930? What's value would it be?
Yeah, the Russian ruble is a penny, 1.2 cents.
Yeah, but what would be the Russian ruble of 1930 equivalent today?
Uh-huh.
Rabbi Google.
Soviet ruble was introduced in 1922.
Okay, so all you have to type in is what is the value of a 1930 ruble in today's money and see what comes up.
Well, if it's an actual coin, it's just
It is a
it's an
coin.
it's an antique, so it's going to cost you over $100.
No, 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 no. You say they still use rubles.
They still use rubles. It's worth a penny.
I know, but just like you could find out how much is 10 cents, you know.
Hmm. Value of ruble in 1930.
What's that?
The value of a ruble in 1930. There was actually a gold ruble. Yeah, I don't know. It might take a lot more research. Yeah. They also had a virtual ruble. Nice, nice. Kopecks. I don't know. Take a lot
Okay,
longer to research.
well,
Maybe the AI could come up with it right away. A ruble was equal to 8.6 grams of 90% fine gold, then equal to
okay.
$5.14.
Today?
No, at that time, you asked.
Whoa, but yeah, but how much did you say? How much silver was that?
It was a gold ruble.
Okay, so how much gold was it?
It was 8 grams
So let's do 8 grams
of
of
90% fine gold.
gold.
At the time, it was equal to
Eight,
$5.
8 grams today USD money. Five
The
hundred
paper ruble
ninety-eight
slid
dollars.
so far, it was 50 billion paper rubles
No, but 1 minute.
per gold
Five,
ruble.
8 grams of
Yeah,
gold today. 509.
8.602 grams of 90% fine was at the time was $5.16.
Yeah, but okay, but now we know that it was 8 grams of gold, right? Today, 8 grams of gold,
Hmm.
22 karat gold
Oh, you want to know the price
is
of it?
is
I
six
see what you're
hundred
saying.
dollars, five hundred
Yeah,
89. So if we're talking about putting aside 4 or 5 grand rubles, that's $2,000.
grams of gold, 90%
$2,000.
fine.
Okay,
Yeah,
not
that
that one.
sounds right.
But says the Chavetz Chaim, if you would put that away, um, for a year. ממילא יגבה בוודאי די זה בכל שנה, על כל פנים 1,000 שדיבורים אסורים. So with that 4 or 5 ruble that you set aside, that you're willing to spend, and in this case, be mavater, right? If you have some dealings with somebody and you feel they're ripping you off, you certainly save yourself. He says 1,000 words of diburim asurim over the year, based for shavi and abu chamish ruble kesef. The aboli term is signed biyodli. He says, and if someone who wants to really be tahor, mishamayim, they help you. The Yiskel will say, from the Midah Zuba Shleimus, he'll bring you. It's like practice makes perfect a little bit, and you get an assist from Shamayim. So you're mavater more and more, right? You're mavater, and you're able to mavater because you're spending that money, that fund, on these arguments. וממילא יבוא לידי זה גם כן בסוף מידה טוב היא מידה חסד. If you don't, and you'll get upset about every small amount of money. So you should know, it's going to bring you to many words that are also, and it's also very possible, can bring you to poverty, chas v'shalom. Moshe Kosev else we said earlier, Perik Vav Shem Seif HaKona. Loshen Hara Ba'adam Lidei Anias. We don't have tzaras today, but Anias is also like tzaras, and Loshen Hara brings a person to poverty. So, in other words, he's saying, if you prepare yourself, that you're willing to spend a certain amount of money on a mitzvah, so too, prepare yourself you're willing to spend a certain amount of money not to have machlokes. And when you feel that a person is cheating you or something, you say, okay, I'm willing to let it go because I'm spending my fund on that. Then eventually it will bring you, he says, to totally acquiring this meat of not being maver of yes being maver midaisim, and of course if you're maver midaisim, you don't speak lashon hara, you don't get into this, and you live happily ever after. All right, Yeshikoyach everybody.
$580.